Amazon Web Services is investing $20 billion in Pennsylvania to build two major data center campuses focusing on AI. One of them is near Philadelphia, and another is powered by a connected nuclear plant in Susquehanna. The project is expected to create about 1,250 tech jobs and support thousands more indirectly. It's part of AWS's broader effort to expand cloud infrastructure for AI, though the use of nuclear energy has raised some regulatory questions. Al, Amazon is expanding all around the world. Is this any different from any of the other announcements they've made?
Well, I think Amazon has always been expanding the footprint. This has been a consistent story as I was teaching AWS training courses for a few years. There were always new regions, new data centers being opened up. And so I don't think in itself the fact that AWS is continuing to build out their public cloud is any surprise to anyone. I think there's some interesting elements in this that there is a commitment to a large build out in Pennsylvania that's surrounded by a commitment to upskilling a population to fit that. And this, I think, is where that 1,250 new high school jobs is a really important thing for Pennsylvania. And this is probably the carrot to sweeten the deal for Pennsylvania to allow the use of high density power, particularly those nuclear power supplies, are definitely contentious. I know AWS and Google both wanted to do small scale nuclear and have put those plans on a little bit of a back burner. The idea that AWS is going to bring that set of skills and bring the training that's starting all the way down at K-12 schools through professional education, through a range of different skill sets in here, I think is really significant for it. So this idea of supporting STEM education, bringing more digital skills, these are the kinds of skills that the future workforce of the United States require. And that as more and more things are continuing to be augmented by AI, we're going to need to have skills to use those AIs also to continue to build out the infrastructure around them. So yes, there's an element of AWS is looking after itself by building a workforce that is skilled in a location where maybe there isn't as much demand for that workforce as if they were building this somewhere around the West Coast. Uh, but I think it's also really good to see a commitment to a community that will definitely benefit from this. This is a huge investment in engineering and a huge investment in the people of Pennsylvania. Um, it is continuing investment. That support for skills and training is the really cool stuff. It includes things like training on splicing fiber optic cables that are interconnecting everything. But data center operations and some of the early stage educations, getting younger people re-engaged in science and technology. I know I was watching the news here in New Zealand that there is a declining interest in technology for people who are in high school here in New Zealand. I don't know if that's mirrored in the United States. It's definitely a concern for our future productivity as a culture and as a society that is centered around these technologies. So, definitely the idea of bringing on local communities, having a fund for local initiatives as well. It's not just AWS owned in here. There is a $250,000 fund that is funding local community education and science technology. So it's not all being dictated from on high. It's supporting grassroots, which I think is really fundamental. Uh, is $20 billion worth of investment huge? Well, it depends over how long. AWS has invested reportedly $140 billion in their infrastructure in the last 25 years. 20 billion is a significant number, but it depends whether that's over the next 10 years or the next two. Hopefully, Pennsylvania is going to benefit from this, and we will see people coming into high paying jobs in technology that are very satisfying to them.